closer at your worst impulse, that sudden spike of rage, that paralyzing desire for more, that whisper in the dark that tells you to stop working, to just indulge. It is not merely human. It is the echo of an ancient architecture, a blueprint of pure evil. For centuries, theologists and demonologists have mapped out the infernal domain. They discovered not a chaos of screams, but a perfectly organized kingdom. A kingdom ruled by a chilling council of 7. They are the princes of hell, and their power is tied directly to the 7 sins that devour your soul. Today, Mythos Unveiled uncovers the true hierarchy of eternal damnation. Be warned, the secrets you are about to hear cannot be unlearned. The ultimate prince, the genesis of all sin, the demon who shattered the universe's order. We begin with the sin of pride and the name that once meant Lightbringer, Lucifer. The stories are legion, but the essence remains. Lucifer was not a serpent or a monster, but the most beautiful and perfect of all God's creations. His sin was self-love, a flawless logic that demanded he should not bow to any authority. His punishment was not simply exile, but a complete reversal of his being. The Lightbringer became the ultimate darkness. He is the master architect of every fall, because every single sin ultimately stems from the prideful belief that you know better than God or man. The lust for things, the insatiable hunger for gold, power, and possessions, this is greed, and it is ruled by the prince Mammon. Mammon's nature is unique. Unlike other demons, he rarely takes physical form because he doesn't need to. He exists in the space between your desire and your morality. His legend comes from the very Aramaic word for wealth, making him less a creature and more the personification of the wealth that destroys souls. The temptation is simple. Sacrifice your soul for comfort. Mammon is the reason you never have enough. He turns a basic need into an obsessive, all-consuming pursuit. And when you finally have everything, he's already taken the only thing that matters. The prince of carnal desire, gambling, and sheer excess. This is lust, and its master is Asmodeus. In the Testament of Solomon, Asmodeus is depicted as a terrifying hybrid, a 3-headed creature with the faces of a bull, a man, and a ram. But his true danger is not his appearance. It is his ability to corrupt love itself. He is the grand architect of divorce, jealousy, and utter abandonment, specializing in the destruction of relationships. Where Lucifer tempts the mind, Asmodeus corrupts the body. He tells you to value immediate pleasure over eternal consequence. He makes you worship the moment, even if the moment leaves you hollow. The most insidious demon. Not every prince demands fire and brimstone. Some simply offer a soft, comfortable chair. This is Sloth, and its prince is Belphegor. Belphegor is the demon of inventiveness and discovery, but his goal is always the same: to trick men into using their ingenuity for laziness and comfort. He whispers the idea of getting rich without working, easy money, quick schemes, and shortcuts that lead only to spiritual bankruptcy. He doesn't tempt you with hellfire, but with complete, paralyzed apathy. His ultimate trap is convincing you that inaction is safety. While you sit, resting your weary soul, Belphegor steals your momentum, your purpose, and your very will to fight. The Lord of the Flies, a title that conjures disgust and decay. The sin is gluttony, and the prince is Beelzebub. Beelzebub's history is fascinating, starting not as a demon, but a Philistine god called Baal-zebul, lord of the exalted dwelling. The Abrahamic faiths corrupted this name, twisting him into a literal Lord of the Flies, associated with filth, pestilence, and the worship of consumption. Gluttony is about far more than food. It is the overconsumption of anything: power, attention, vice. Beelzebub convinces you that filling a spiritual void with physical things will satisfy your soul. It never does. It only leaves you emptier and starving for more. The ultimate force of opposition, the primal, uncontrolled fury that seeks only destruction. This is wrath, and its dark master is often identified as Satan himself. While Satan is a title meaning the adversary, in the context of the sins, he embodies the absolute corruption of justice into vengeance. He is the one who demands an eye for an eye, escalating every conflict, turning righteous anger into unthinking, soul-damaging violence. Satan doesn't ask you to hate God. He asks you to hate man. He fuels every war, every conflict, every bitter argument. He whispers that your anger is justified until that anger consumes everything you are. Wrath is the shortest path to hell, and Satan holds the key. The primordial beast of the deep, the colossal serpentine monster that defies creation itself. The sin is envy, and it is ruled by Leviathan. The lore describes Leviathan as a massive sea serpent, a chaos monster from the deep who can never truly be tamed. His tie to envy is profound. He represents the consuming hatred of another's blessings. He doesn't want to have what they have. He wants them to not have it at all. Leviathan doesn't just fill you with bitterness. He makes you forget your own path, poisoning your life with a focus on everyone else's success. Envy is a curse you cast on yourself, and Leviathan is the monstrous reflection of that self-inflicted pain. 7 princes, 7 sins, an infernal hierarchy meticulously designed not to torture you after death, but to corrupt you while you live. These ancient figures of Lucifer, Mammon, Asmodeus, Belphegor, Beelzebub, Satan, and Leviathan aren't just characters in a book. They're a map to the weaknesses of the human soul. Every time you falter, you are engaging with their dark legacy. The question is not if you can avoid them, but if you can recognize them. Will you let the whispers of the princes define your life, or will you stand against the tide of sin? Let us know in the comments below, which prince of hell do you think is the most dangerous? And be sure to subscribe to Mythos Unveiled, your portal to the deep lore of gods, demons, and giants. Until next time, stay vigilant.